Hi guys, home with the kids. It's Monday. Happy Monday. This week for the year, I wanted to discuss honoring our ancestors and loss. Family loss is difficult, even if we didn't like the person. Family loss is extremely difficult, and people somehow think I have it easier because I'm a medium. Not true. In fact, losing my people obviously is a bajillion times more difficult than talking to other dead people because I'm not connected with them. I can have an outsider's perspective, a safe perspective, if that makes sense. Uh, when my aunt passed, it was horrible. It was the most difficult thing I continue to have to deal with. I hadn't really lost anyone. My grandparents passed. My grandmother passed before I was born. My grandfather passed briefly after I was born. So I literally hadn't lost anyone I knew until for sure college, basically college. Um, and I've only really lost one important person, and that's my aunt. Uh, of course, I knew the drill. I knew you go through the 5 stages of loss, but you don't realize that when you're in the middle of all that. Uh, and I continue to try my best to honor her through raising good children, through taking care of my family, through prioritizing certain things in my life. And it's funny, I hear the things that she used to say at times where I find myself thinking, man, I wish she was here. I wish I could ask her whatever. I wish I could talk to her. I wish. Um, and when the kids are older, I will tell them stories about their aunt. I will, I'm sure everyone else will share stories with them. Um, and I think that's how I honor and pass on the knowledge. My favorite culture, Asian culture, one of my favorite cultures, they annually have a celebration where you bring out all the pictures and kind of do an altar and, give thanks and ask for favors from their ancestors. And I really like that. I feel like it is something we should be doing annually. It's not a fear of death. It's that our ancestors are here watching over us and want us to do good, to do better. Um, it also goes along with honoring our community. Uh, the shooting in Florida was just horrific, horrific. Um, Everything else aside, no reason, no rhyme. Is a terrible, terrible tragedy. Is it the worst tragedy that's happened on American soil? Nope. That was Wounded Knee. American Indians just slaughtered. Yeah, yeah. Our government. Haha, yeah. Mm. Uh, but it's interesting to see how community honors people and losses and tragedies. It certainly tells a lot about us. All the people that went to donate blood, all the people that went to donate to charities, and there's still stuff going on today, even though it happened Friday. Um, it's interesting, certainly from an anthropological perspective, uh, especially to see the folks that were overseas that dealt with a similar situation, not quite on a grand scale, but to see what they did afterwards versus what we're doing afterwards, which is really nothing, is disappointing. Um, how do we continue to build strength? We don't forget. We remember. We change what we can. We do better. No matter what your beliefs are, nobody deserves to be slaughtered on a night having fun. Nobody. That's silly. They were just children. Literally, it was young men and women. Just ugh, it breaks my heart. It really does, especially as a parent. Just knowing that nothing, nothing is in our control. We can't really do much to change it, to stop it. There were heroes that night. Thank God. Thank God. Man, it's even hard to talk about now. And I literally, I don't know anybody that was there, but just thinking that the young man that texted his mother, and there was more than one. It's It's hard. Loss is difficult, and dealing with loss as a medium, professionally and charitably, that seems easier because I can put myself outside a perspective. But when we're talking about family, which is this month's your theme, loss of family is very deeply felt, especially once you've gone through all the roles you play. You realize that that's missing in your family now. You know, who takes over those roles? Who is the matriarch of the family? Who steps up and takes care of all the kids? Who steps up and pays the bills in the family? You know, if it's a breadwinner that passed, who steps up to do all these things? And usually there's no one. You know, people try to fill the roles, but it's not the same because it's never the same. So our year of fear challenge this week is thinking about how we deal with loss, how we honor our ancestors, and just the idea of loss in our family and how we deal with that. My dad is going to be 59 this year. He has literally outlived all of his other relatives. All of my grandparents and almost all my aunts and uncles passed by the age of 50. So he feels that he's already cheated death, and he is sissy. Kids. He is struggling with the idea of his mortality right now. It's hard to watch. But I'm sure I will feel the same way in 30 years. Hi, pups. So anyway, we love you. It's a difficult week if you take this challenge. This really is about the fear, hi sweetheart, of loss and love and how it affects our family and us. It is a difficult challenge this week. All right, I love you guys. I'll talk to you later. Bye.